All right, we are in the thick of it right now. We're going to do some major solving, and I picked this problem because it's got a little bit more meat to it. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to look at number 9. And it starts by saying, hey, we got 6 minus 4 times 6n plus 7 greater than or equal to 122. And a lot of you are going to start this problem by doing 6 minus 4. That is a no-go. Okay, that cannot happen. And that's because 4 is attached by multiplication to that parentheses set. So we have to get rid of that 6 first. So how we're going to do that is simple. We're just going to subtract that 6 off. Okay, and when we subtract that 6 off, we're going to have 6 minus 6 cancels. The negative 4 and 6n plus 7 is going to come down because there's nothing underneath it. And then we're going to do greater than or equal to 122 minus 6 is 116. Now we have 2 options at this point. We can distribute the negative 4 because it's attached by multiplication. So it's attached by multiplication, so we can either distribute it in, or because it's attached by multiplication, we can just divide by negative 4. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to divide by negative 4. I'm going to divide by negative 4, and I'm just going to start canceling things out. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 cancels, okay? And that cancels. It leaves us with 6n plus 7. 116 divided by negative 4 is going to be negative 29. But one thing we have to pay attention to that's going to be super important, I'm going to write it in blue just to make a big point of this, is we are dividing by a negative. And what does that mean we have to do? If we're dividing by a negative, we need to flip the inequality. That's going to be super important, okay? So we have to flip that inequality because we're dividing by a negative. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip it to the other side there. Pay close attention to that. Now, we go back to just basic solving. Now we flip that inequality. I'm going to get rid of that positive 7 with a negative 7, okay? So a negative 7 goes to that side, okay? And what that's going to do is that's going to bring me to 6n is less than or equal to negative 25 and negative 7. That's going to bring me to negative 36. Okay. And then what we are going to do, we are going to divide by 6. Okay. So when we divide by 6, that's going to be 6 divided by 6. They cancel out and comes out. We are dividing by a positive right now. Notice that these are positive, so the inequality stays exactly the same. And negative 36 divided by 6 is negative 6. Now, let's go ahead and put our answer on a number line because we're going to be doing a lot of that. Okay, so what I typically do is I put the number 0, I'm put negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. And let me just keep going, negative 6. I'm going to put a closed circle this time. And why is it closed? Boom, because there's an equal sign. Okay, closed circle is equals. Okay. And then I have to answer myself. It says n is less than negative 6. So it is less than, I'm going to negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10. It's going to go that way. Now, of course, we can check our work on Desmos. Man, checking our work is the greatest thing. We need to see it algebraically, but we also need to check our work just to confront any issues that we may have right away. So I'm going to go ahead and type this in. 6 minus 4 parentheses 6n plus 7 or 6x plus 7. I'm going to change it out. Is greater than or equal to 122. Okay, and now what we're going to do is just like our graph before, check out what happened. We started with a closed circle on 6, negative 6, and then it worked to the left for all those numbers less than negative 6. If you look at our graph, our Desmos, there's negative 6. It is, in fact, a closed circle because notice the line is solid. Okay, and then we shade to the left. That verifies our work that it starts at negative 6 as a solid dot and moves over to the left. And that's what we've got. Hope that helps you out with solving linear inequalities. In this case, a little bit more complicated because we've got a few more steps in there.